Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at game number 6 in our 20 from the Sega CD series. This game was originally created by Capcom in 1989 as an arcade smash, and this is the Sega CD port, and this is called Final Fight CD, and this was released in 1993 by Capcom. And there are a number of things that really made this better than the arcade original. And one of them is this cool opening in which you have actual voice narration.
Metro City, a well-known crime capital, has been ruled by violence and death for many
This was
years.
not in the arcade original.
A fact which the newly elected mayor and former street fighter Mike Haggar plans to change. At the center of the problem,
Mike Haggar is
the huge
the
gang known as Mad
new
Gear.
mayor
Mad
of
Gear
Metro
controls
City,
all of the major criminal activity in the city.
and his daughter Jessica
When
is
they learned
kidnapped
of
by this
Haggar's
gang
plans,
here.
They took immediate action to bring this new mayor under their control. Sometime in 1992.
This is really cool here. I like this.
Hello, Mike Haggar here.
Hee Mr. Haggar. So pleased to make your acquaintance.
This is the first
I
boss in
believe
the
you
game.
know who I am. Don't hang up. We have a little business proposition for you. Your daughter for your cooperation. And we'll throw in the regular monthly bonus to your salary we offered before.
What? What happened to Jessica? Who is this?
Not so fast, Mike. Turn on your TV.
You son of a... What have you done to her?
Nothing yet, but we'd enjoy the opportunity. Listen to reason, man. Why make your job difficult? Just let us do as we please, like the mayor before you did.
Yeah, the arcade original did not have that narration. It had text for the dialogue.
Guy, Jessica was kidnapped.
Jessica?
My sweetheart since childhood.
The Mad Gear must pay. She's my friend too. Count me in.
And you can choose from those three characters. Mike Haggar, the mayor, who used to be a professional wrestler and is still ridiculously strong. Or you can choose Cody, who was the blonde guy, or the ninja Guy, the shorter guy with black hair. And you can go into options, and you can change the difficulty, or the amount of lives, or when you can get an extra life. You can also do a trick where you hold to the right on the word exit and press A, B, and start together, and you will get turbo punching. Very cool trick. You could just hold down the attack button for rapid fire. There is also a new time attack mode in the Sega CD version of Final Fight here. And you get to choose from the three characters. You can play two-player simultaneous play in this game if you like. But I'm just going to play as Mike Haggar. In time attack, you have 99 seconds to try to beat all the enemies that will appear. And they can take all your lives if you let them before the time runs out. But if you manage to make it all the way through, then you can continue for 2 more screens of enemies for 99 seconds, and there will be different backgrounds for each. And you'll get stats for how many enemies you'd beaten and how long it took you to last in that stage. But that's enough for the time attack, although it is kind of cool. Now we're going to play the regular game. And here you can choose from Guy, Cody, or Haggar, or you can press start on the second player controller, and you can have another player join in. Each character has a special attack. If you press the attack button and the jump button together, you will do a special attack that will drain a little bit of life, a little teeny bit of life from your life bar at the top left, if you connect with an enemy. And you'll see the enemy's life bar appear under yours. You will also see whatever item you picked up off the ground, which is usually uncovered by breaking an object like a crate or a barrel or a pile of tires or something like that. I apologize for that blue line at the bottom. The Sega CD emulator that I'm using sometimes has little glitchy graphics. Couldn't really help that, sorry. I'm speaking like if you haven't played Final Fight in the arcades before. Most of you probably have. Each character has like a combination of attacks, up to 3 to 5, as long as you keep attacking. And Haggar here has like 2 gut punches and then a 2-arm swing for his combination. And with the trick that I used for rapid fire attacks, you can just keep on holding down the attack button, and enemies will often just wander right into your fists. Now here again, I think this is the emulator that has some low-res graphics in that particular scene there. I apologize, I can't really help that. Break everything that you can, because there will often be food items that will restore some of your health. And note that the color of my health meter has got a little bit of red in it. The more damage I take, the more red it gets. There is a piece of meat that you definitely want to get. Much of the meat that you see from broken objects will restore pretty much all your energy, or at least very close. Now here's the boss that we saw in the opening scene on that TV screen, and in the Japanese version, his name was Damned, and it got changed for the US version. His name is Thrasher here, and he will send his cronies after you and then jump into the fray after a little while to try to menace you himself. He really is quite easy, but when he jumps in to menace you while his cronies are attacking you, he will kick you as he appears. So you'll want to dodge out of the way from that. The default score for an extra life is 100,000. And you can fiddle with the options and get like 100,000, and then every 200,000 you'll get an extra life. Yeah, you'll score a lot of points in this game. Yeah, you can even break that phone booth there. Boy, phone booths are a rarity these days, aren't they? No one really is without their cell phone, so they have no need of a phone booth. Now notice that there are going to be weapons on the ground, and there is a knife. For all the characters except Cody, that is a one-use item. You will just throw it at your enemies when you press the attack button. The control setup is the A button is jump, the B button is attack, and the C button is jump as well. And you can fiddle with those that control setup in options. Having the turbo attack trick in effect can definitely change the actions of the enemies. They might be more cautious, They might not pull off certain attacks that they normally would just because they're skittish of being punched or walking into a punch. kind of a cool trick to use, and definitely useful. This port of Final Fight is a little easier than the arcade port, or the arcade original, excuse me. It seems like there are less enemies on the screen at one time, maybe by like one enemy or something, but it's a little bit easier. Now, there is a trick in the arcade that I think works on the Sega CD. When you're coming up to breakable objects, I lost a life. When you're coming up to breakable objects, if you attack but hold backwards on the joystick as you break that box or whatever, you will usually get, or here and there maybe, you will get more lucrative objects that will give you more points and may bring you closer to an extra life. Now, Mike Haggar, being the ex-pro wrestler that he is, has a variety of wrestling moves, and when he gets close to an enemy and touches them, he will usually grab them, and you can press the attack button just standing still to, like, I think you give him a headbutt, or you can press up or down or backwards and the attack button, and I think you do a suplex. Don't trudge forward too quickly, because oftentimes you will run into an enemy that's charging at you, like Andore Jr., which is which is clearly a takeoff on Andre the Giant, the wrestler. There's a lot of influences in this game that were taken from other things. At least some of the Capcom programmers were fans of the WWF. And they were also fans of Guns N' Roses, because there's enemies known as Axel and Slash in this game. And that character named 2P, or at least there's a character named 2P in this game, yeah. And that is based on the second player in the earlier Capcom game Forgotten Worlds. A little did you know, or maybe the more you know things about this game. But yeah, the special attack for Haggar is spinning lariat, I think it's called. Swings his arms around, and if it connects with an enemy, it takes off a little tiny bit of life. And if you've got pretty much no energy left, then it won't occur. Some of the enemies will just kind of wander right into your clutches, and you'll be able to grab them, and again, you can like press the joystick in a certain direction and the attack button, and you'll do a suplex like that. Or, for more damage, when you've got them in your grasp, you can jump and press the attack button, and you'll do, I think it's called an atomic drop. I can't remember for sure. I was never super big into wrestling. I watched a little bit of it. I kind of enjoyed some of the WWF stuff. You will run out of energy. You will lose a life if you run out of time. For the most part, the timer is pretty forgiving, but you can kind of get lost in trying to be too careful with some of the enemies. as I was saying earlier, Cody, most of the characters that you can choose, Haggar and Guy, can only use the knife once, but Cody can stab with it several times. Now this boss can be very, very tough. You really need to back way the hell off after you knock him down, because he loves to charge at you very quickly, and he's very possessive about his swords. This guy also has a name change from the Japanese original. His name in the Japanese game is called Sodom. looks like Sodom. And it was changed to Katana for the US version. Now, Haggar is pretty quick with swinging a sword, but he wields the iron pipe best, or a lead pipe best out of all the characters. I'm doing really good against this guy, better than I normally do. Yeah, he loves to charge at you, so you really need to give him that room and maybe turn around and jump kick him as he comes up behind you. Yeah, he's very tricky with the charge sometimes. But if you have Haggar, there we go, good job. Damn it, I was too close. If you have Haggar and you're facing a boss and you have the opportunity to grab them, do the jumping, maybe it's a jumping piledriver. I don't, like I said, I don't know my wrestling terms or terminology, but use that because that really causes a lot of damage. And here is a bonus stage, and you have a total of 2 bonus stages in the game. You must break those points that the game told you on the car. Break it until you hear this tink-tink sound, and then you need to go to a different location on the car. Using that lead pipe on the cars is really useful. You might need to move down a little bit and break the front of the car. And there, we damaged it enough. You have to cause enough damage on it before the time elapses to get a perfect bonus. I think in the original arcade game, the guy says, "Oh my god," but here it sounds more like he says, "Oh my car." The soundtrack in Final Fight CD is probably the biggest plus, or most gamers thought that was the best part of this port. Was the soundtrack is fantastic, and it is. It's easy to get surrounded by enemies, so you have to be really careful, especially when there's enemies that can charge at you. Do those jumping pile drivers or whatever it is on the big enemies, or the enemies that like to charge, like the Andores or Andre Juniors or whatever. But don't get too close, because they will charge at you. And sometimes when they knock you over with their charge, they will back off and then do a jumping slam on you, and that can really hurt. Yeah, try not to scroll the food off of the screen. Keep it on there, and then take out enough enemies until you're almost out of energy, and then go pick up the food. Note that 2 of those enemies... Oh, I just got it. two of those enemies that move alike, Hollywood and Elgato, I think it was. They like to do a slide attack, or they can do this big jumping knife attack. So watch out for that. Using the turbo attack trick with Haggar, you might still be able to hit charging enemies before they can hit you if you're holding down the rapid fire attack. And here, you can't get through the door yet. Andre Jr. comes up and takes you back to this this wrestling arena here. There is a dive type of attack that whoops. Yeah, if you use the special attack when they try to grab you, then you might be able to get out of it. Yeah, there is a dive attack that Haggar does if you jump and you press down an attack. Ouch, damn it. You might find that useful in some instances. I used to have this for the Sega CD, and boy did I enjoy it. I still do. My sister would sometimes play two-player simultaneously with me. There are 6 stages in this game. There's multiple parts to each stage. There is the slums, the subway, then there's a bonus round, then there's the west side, the industrial area, and then the second bonus round, and then the Bay Area, and then Uptown. And at the end of the game, you will rescue Jessica, Haggar's daughter, and Cody's love interest, and a friend of Guy. And she will be captured by this guy in a wheelchair, or a scooter, although he's not crippled. He jumps out of it and attacks you with a harpoon gun. Yeah, the soundtrack to this game is awesome. And this boss can be a pain in the ass. He is a corrupt cop by the name of Eddie E. Big fat cop. He's actually not very, not terribly strong, but he does have an automatic rifle. And he will shoot the enemies to get to you. And it's hard to catch him, but if you can, or hit him with a jump kick, then, like I said, he doesn't have that much energy. See, he's already pretty low, but it's just hard to get to him. Rats. He spits out his gum to start his fight with you, and you can actually pick up the gum and recover a little bit of energy. It's kind of gross. But now we go to round 4. Round 4, like I said, it's called Industrial. And it's like a foundry or something, or over a foundry right here. And it sucks because you can't exactly tell right where those flames are going to come out. There's nothing to indicate where they will come out of the floor. And sometimes it looks like they should miss you and you still get burned, which sucks. But they can burn the enemies too. There is a total of 4 continues, and I think that that is between both players. If you play 2 players simultaneous play, that is a total of 4 continues, which kind of sucks. Yeah, sometimes Andore Jr. will like throw you if he grabs you. Sometimes he will choke you. See, you see the credits at the bottom right. That is your amount of continues, and I chose not to continue. And the dynamite in front of Haggar blows up and kills him. It's not graphic or anything. I had the turbo button trick on, so I couldn't really put in my initials correctly. But that is a game over there. We will look at least snippets of the rest of the game in just a moment here. Yeah, this was a big favorite of many Sega CD collectors, Final Fight CD. So we'll look at me continuing, and you can choose to play with a different player if you want. I'm going to look at Cody for a little bit. I forget if Cody had a last name. He probably did, but I don't think it was mentioned in the Final Fight games at this point. Yeah, Cody has a combo that is 2 jabs, and then a reverse punch, and then an uppercut. And if you jump and press down and the attack button, you will do a downward knee on your opponents. And his special attack, when you press jump and attack together, is a spin kick. And Guy has a spin kick too. If you grab hold of an enemy and just do an attack while holding still, you'll do a knee on them. And like I was saying before, Cody is the best player to use with knives because he can repeatedly attack with one of them instead of just throwing it. And if you see barrels on the edge of a screen as you approach, expect an enemy to kick them at you, because if you get hit by a rolling barrel, you will fall over. But if you are jump kicking in time, you will knock it over. And there's those stupid big fat guys that love to charge at you. One of them is named Wong Hu. It always makes me think of To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Now, if you are hitting a group of enemies at once, and one of them is, let's say, Andore Jr., Andore Jr. will probably not be able to do a charge at you. You will probably hit him along with the other enemies that are standing with him and take them all down. You'll hear a certain sound effect when you've gotten enough points to get an extra life. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of either Cody or Guy. I prefer Mike Haggar's great strength. See, he was able to use the knife multiple times very fast before he threw it. When you go to a next area in one stage, if you're holding a weapon, it will fall out of your hand and it will go off the screen. And now we go on to this big construction lift, and the boss at the end of this is named Rolento, and he has appeared in a number of Street Fighter or Final Fight games after this. I like to stand in the top right corner here. I think that the Andore or Andore Jr. or whatever that has the red red outfit is the easiest to deal with and might charge or grab you less often than the other versions. Yeah, Rolento is a sneaky bastard. He likes to do like a wall kick at you. He's very fast. He's got a long baton that he smacks you with. And now we'll go and use Guy. We'll look at me playing a 2-player simultaneous play later. Yeah, watch out, because he'll chuck grenades at you here and there. So you don't want to stay still with this boss. I don't know how the weather is in your neck of the woods, but it's getting really hot in my area. I live in Beaverton, Oregon. We're getting triple digits lately. It was about 100 today, and it's gonna get in the hundreds for the rest of the week, pretty much. When you beat when you beat Rolento, he will drop a whole bunch of grenades. Yeah, if you hold jump and attack, Guy has a spinning kick that's kind of cool. His combo is 2 jabs, a reverse, an elbow, and a roundhouse, so he has the longest combination. This bonus stage, I just showed where you don't, if you don't kick these right, then they will knock you over and you will lose precious time. But you have to destroy all these panes of glass, and you just have to learn where you need to stand. Once you get the hang of it, it's a breeze, and you can easily take out those last 5 panels with a jump kick. That is the second bonus stage. And now we go on to the 5th stage, which is the Bay Area. And this is kind of a cool looking stage. It's a kind of a park by the bay, and it has restrooms. There's little dogs standing on the sides that you'll see in a little bit. There's another telephone booth, I think. Yeah, this was arcade perfect, maybe even better graphics-wise. But the soundtrack is where it really shines, and that time attack is actually pretty cool. I didn't do great on it, but again, if you beat it, if you make it all the way through, then you can play 2 more scenarios of time attack with a different background and a whole new slew of enemies to muddle through. Yeah, here are the public restrooms here. I can't remember if in the arcade original there was an enemy using one of the stalls, which is gross. He didn't have time to wash his hands before he tries to fight you. The boss of this game has a very feminine name, Abigail. I think he was based on like a heavy metal or star or something. I can't remember. I read a little bit about it. I can't remember. Yeah, I was trying to save that chicken for later when my energy meter was a little bit lower. And you can press pause with the start button. There's the doggy barking. Well, you can't hear it bark. Yeah, the Hollywood and Elgato end up being a real nuisance by this point in the game. They love to do a jump attack at you, and there's Abigail. He likes to do a charge at you, and when he turns red and starts lunging at you, he can be tough to stop. He's got a lot of momentum. Just do the oops, there, he's gonna throw me and kill me. When you've got the opportunity, do that jumping piledriver or whatever it was called. But yeah, he can grab you and do a damaging attack on you just as well. And now we go to the final stage of the game. The weapons in this game are knives, pipes, and swords. And if you are using Guy, he is the best with the swords. And the swords are, I think they were Muramasa and Masamura. I don't remember for sure. But he is the best with them. He swings them very effortlessly. Again, if you come into an area and you see barrels at the far right, there's probably going to be an enemy ready to kick those at you. And again, also remember that if you are not far off from an extra life on your score, maybe as you approach barrels or tires or whatnot that can be broken, as you attack them, pull backwards on the controller, and it might be something far more lucrative inside that can give you that scoring boost to get you that extra life. This is something to remember. And in this last area, or this last stage, we take the elevator up to this higher area. And though it looks like you're going to the top of a skyscraper, you actually go to this park area. Interesting. So I guess there's a park on the roof of this building. There's not a ton of warning that you're going to be attacked by charging enemies. You might hear a very brief "yeah" before you get nailed. I love the parallax scrolling in the background as you move to the right, and this nice big public pool here with a high dive board. No, my time is not really on my side here. I think you generally don't get your time restored unless you leave an area. Ooh, I only had 2 seconds left. Here, where these chandeliers are, they're going to break over you if you walk right under them. So you need to walk over them, or walk under them briefly, and then back off, or they'll smash you. Oh, well, I was knocked down, so it didn't matter. Sometimes they have items in them that can help you, and sometimes they don't. Bilbo and Wong Hu are the big fat guys' names. There might have been another name. Sorry if the sound might be a little bit off. It might not be perfectly synced. I don't know why that happened. Sorry. Yeah, I wasn't going to do a full playthrough of this. I just wanted to show snippets of the remainders of the levels. So me cutting it up, I don't know, maybe, or editing it like that might have screwed up the sound syncing. Now in this area, there is there are hidden items behind each pillar that you cannot see until you're standing in the right place and you press the attack button to pick it up. So keep that in mind. And we are almost to the end of the game. It's another chandelier that we have to activate. Ooh, that one gave me is that chicken? Can't scroll the screen over anymore, so I can't get enemies to appear, so might as well pick up the meat, even though my life meter is full. And here is the final boss, Belger. Yeah, you need to knock him off of that chair. You can't hurt Jessica while she's laying in the corner there, even though you're standing on her head or jumping on her head. Belger isn't super strong, but he's got that nasty harpoon gun. And once you drain out his energy enough, you'll kick him out of the window, and he'll fall to his death. The ending to this game will be the same no matter who you beat the game with, whether it's one player or two players simultaneous play. Try to get close to him if you can and grab him and pile drive him or suplex him or whatever. Something else that was in the Japanese version that's not in the American version is the girls in this game, Poison and was it Roxy? They when they got punched by one of the protagonists, they would tilt backwards, and you would be able to see the underside of their boobs. And now Belger falls to his death. And in this closing here, you will see Guy and Cody walk off as Haggar consoles his daughter.
Oh, Father, I was so scared.
I'm
Cheesy.
so glad to see they didn't hurt you. I'm so sorry, Jessica. I thought I'd lost you like I'd lost your mother. I'll never let anything bad happen to you again.
I'm not sure they ever said
Father.
what specifically happened to her mother in the Final Fight universe. And now we see Cody and Guy walk away as the credits appear. And to the surprise of many a gamer, Guy attacks Cody. He knocks him down, but that was because Jessica was calling after Cody, and he ignored her. And Guy was like, "Hey, your girlfriend's calling you. Go talk to her." And so Guy knocks him down and runs off. But that is Final Fight CD, created in 1993 for the Sega CD platform. I owned this, and it is very, very good. Great soundtrack. Cool rapid fire cheat, and neat time attack mode.
Where are you going? How can you just walk away now?
I want to stay here with you, Jessica, but I can't. Not while evil still stalks the street.
Oh, Cody.
Mwah. All those characters appeared in the really goofy American Street Fighter animated series of the mid-90s. I've only seen a little bit of it, but boy, it's bad. But I gotta say that, there's turbo button, that rapid fire button that made it hard for me to put in my initials. The guy that plays Bison in the Street Fighter cartoon I was talking about does a great job. He's funny and cheesy. And then you just go back to the opening scene. And here we're just going to play a little bit of two-player simultaneous play. I've got the controls mapped for both characters identically. You can hurt each other. See, we're taking off a little bit of our life bars. Just wanted to show a little bit of that. And we'll look at some of the moves of each character. There's Guy, who does his spinning kick. Yeah, his attacks are super fast, but they are weak. And he has to do a long combination. Like I said, it was 2 jabs, a reverse, an elbow, and a roundhouse. But he does them so fast that if he gets surrounded, you can punch backwards and forwards, back and forth, and you might be able to get out of a scrape where enemies surround you. He can also do a wall jump. You can jump towards a wall, and I think if you press both jump and punch buttons together, then you'll spring back off of that wall. And now we're going to look at a little bit of Cody's moves. And again, his combo is 2 jabs, a reverse, and an uppercut. And does a downward knee attack when you press jump and downwards when you punch. And then his special attack is a spin kick, kind of like Guy's. And he is best with knives. He can repeatedly attack with one knife before throwing it. But that was Final Fight CD. Game number 6 in our 20 for the Sega CD series. Well, this is Crazy Clown Racing. Thanks for watching Final Fight CD, created in 1993 by Capcom. And I hope you join me soon for game number 5. Y'all take it easy, everybody, and stay cool. Bye-bye, folks.